discriminated against. This young man has gone through a tale that no one should go through, and this mother witnessed it. I think he got caught while driving black. And he has this story and it's rather compelling. No, would you mind telling them?
I would mind. I was coming home from a business meeting, and I was going to my house to see if my mom was home, and she wasn't home, so I went to go see her at Checkers to get something to eat. And right when I pulled into Checkers, the cops pulled me over. I was really confused. I didn't know what was going on. So I did what I was told. I pulled over, and they told me to get out the car, started yelling at me. I was like, I didn't know what was going on, so I got out the car slowly, and they told me to put my hands behind my back, back up slowly, and get on my knees. So I did that, and he came up and put handcuffs on me. Didn't tell me what I did yet. I was really confused, but I still didn't say anything because I knew if I said something, it would be some friction. But I just did what I was supposed to do, and as he told me to sit there for a second as they searched my car, and after that, my mom came out. I heard my mom screaming and yelling, and that's when I started getting nervous. So I knew I had to keep my composure, so I kept it all the way calm. So after that, he told me, he got me up. He told me why. Because he told me that there was a shooting in Rumblewind, and he just had to ask me some questions, and then he asked me those questions, and after he got me out the handcuffs, and he told me that it was because my headlights were out, and I didn't know my lights were out, but he told me my lights were out, and after that he just gave me this paper proving that we had this interaction. And that was pretty much it. That's pretty much the story.
Jimmy?
I feel that if he didn't come to my job, if he went anywhere else, that everything would have turned out totally differently. And I think that they reacted differently because they knew that he came to his mother's job. If not, who knows what would have happened if he moved the wrong way. I believe it would have been a different outcome.
Okay. For a simple traffic stop, for them to pull guns out, tell this gentleman to get out the car, get on his knees and handcuff him, and not to search him while he was handcuffed, and then another policeman follow from behind with a gun drawn to go to his car, did a precautionary look at the car, and ran around the car, up the trunk for maybe a point second, then close the trunk and go back. With his guns drawn, y'all, for a simple stop, because they said his headlights was out. They didn't even check the headlights. They didn't even pat this young man down. This video is very compelling and very concerning that we will have this in the 21st century. I want to say this very unequivocally and very clear. Black and brown lives do matter. We are people, we are human beings, and we shall not be moved. This is very concerning that the Somerville Police Department did this. And to traumatize this mother, one of the policemen even used the F word with this mother. It's not right. And something must be done. Like I said, and I repeated it continually, brown and black people's lives do matter. And this police brutality has got to stop. This is not a fascist state we live in. We're supposed to have constitutional rights. And it appears that this young man's constitutional rights was violated.
Can we ask questions?
Okay?
Yeah, so tell me about what was going through your heart, your mind, when you were on the ground. That was kind of the most compelling spot of that video, and just seeing that.
Okay, so what I was thinking was, all I was thinking was stay calm. This is literally what I was thinking. Stay calm, God's got you. God's got you, God's got you. And I was just, I stayed calm. I was so polite to the police. I would talk well and polite, and they couldn't do anything to me. So, because I was so polite and calm. So I feel like, I mean, that's what I was going through my head. Just stay calm, and if you make one false move, you might get shot. That's what I was thinking. That was going through my head the whole time.
You feared for your life.
I feared for my life, and I stayed calm.
Wow.
Definitely. And it's crazy, because it's crazy how everybody feels like that. With colored people, how everybody feels like that is if you make one false move, you're done. I don't like that at all.
What do you want to come out of this story? Obviously, you can't go back to March 21st and change what happened, but how do you want to change what can happen in the future?
Well, it's not up to me. It's up to the people who pulled me over, or the people who's running the police stations and all that. It's up to them to change. Until they change, we will change, and the world will become a better place. It's not us. It might seem like it, but that's what they think. But it's actually them that's causing corruption and messing everything up for people, and just that's how I feel about it. That's pretty much.
Okay, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, anyone have any questions? We want to entertain every question that they have.
I guess my only last question would be, I mean, as a mother and son, in just the world we live in today, have you had to have conversations about something like this happening where you've had to stay calm? Have you had those discussions at home?
Yeah, we've seen things that happen on TV. You say everything, and I've always talked to him. This is new because he's just getting his license. He hasn't had his license but a few months. But I always talk to him about it. It's here, it's real. It's everyday life. But I never thought that this would really happen to us, even though it does happen. And I always lived in fear, but now I'm like, my stress level is 1,000 or more right now when he walks out the house. It's like I'm shaking, because you never know.
It's something that will impact, I mean, will you remember this for the rest of your life? Things like this, do they stick in your brain for a very long time after this?
Well, definitely, it'll stick with me. I'm going to tell this story to my kids, and I'm going to tell them to my siblings when they're ready, and they're definitely going to benefit from this, because they're going to see how calm I was, and they're going to know what to do, and they're going to know not to act crazy in front of police, because they will act crazier and they won't get in trouble for it. So that's pretty much how I'll remember it, and it was a bad experience. It was just disrespectful, It was just it burned, it burned in my soul for a long time.
I'm proud.
One more, have they reached out for an apology, or just to make contact with you?
Well, they'll probably never do that. They don't care. They won't care for a while. So no, they haven't made any contact. They haven't done anything to apologize or anything like that. So, and they probably won't.
Okay. As you all can see, this young man is very articulate. This young man has a really decent job. This young man worked hard to get his car. This young man is doing everything right. He should not have ever been in a place where he will have a life-changing or life-altering experience. Then he look up to us and say, look, I've done everything right. What's wrong with this picture? And that's why we're saying we're going to stand with this young man. We're going to stand with this mother who's been traumatized. And at this, we're going to end this interview. And I really appreciate the news media. I appreciate all of you guys because you all have done a tremendous job. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.